If you're already looking at homes in San Diego and you haven't done this first, you're already behind, whether you know it or not. In this video, let me walk you through the exact 7 things that smart buyers do before they ever step foot into a home. And if you skip even one of these things, it's going to cost you, because this is where you either get it right or you spend the next 5 years wishing you had. Now, I know that sounds blunt, but I see it all the time. I've been doing this in San Diego for over 2 decades, and I can tell you exactly where this goes wrong. Buyers start going to open houses. They start scrolling Zillow, falling in love with all of the properties on there before they've done any real strategy. And by the time they figure it out, they've already made decisions that cost them. And most of the time, they don't realize it until it's too late to fix it. Hey, by the way, I'm Jennifer St. Clair, your host of Living in San Diego, filming from Moonlight Beach in Encinitas today. Please consider subscribing to my channel and watch this video, because it's part of the process that most buyers skip, and it's a part that's going to protect you. So the first thing that smart buyers do is they sit down with the right agent. Not the first person who answers the phone on Zillow or Redfin, someone who can actually map out a strategy. And I don't mean it like a 5-minute or 10-minute phone call. I mean a real buyer consultation. We're going to talk about your timeline, how long you plan to hold the property, what actually matters to you and what doesn't, because buying in San Diego isn't just emotional, it's strategic. And then we're going to talk about the money, and not the way most people are thinking about the money, because most buyers focus on what's my interest rate, what's my monthly payment. Smart buyers ask, what's my plan? And I've seen buyers structure a loan around the monthly payment, but they only stayed a few years. They lost tens of thousands of dollars in closing costs because they didn't stay long enough to recover them. And that's exactly what I catch before it costs you money, because how you structure your loan, your closing costs, your cash position, it depends entirely on how long you're going to hold the property. I used to be a lender before I ever got into real estate, so I've seen the mistakes happen that people make. If you're planning to sell in a few years, that's a different strategy than if you're going to hold the property that you're buying long term. That's a completely different strategy. And if you get them wrong, you can lose money before you even move in. So most buyers don't realize that. And this is usually the point where people stop guessing. They realize they should have had this conversation before they ever started looking at homes. They should have a conversation with a realtor. So stop wandering. And this is where most buyers go sideways. They think, I don't want to bother an agent yet. I'm just going to go to open houses. I'll look on my own. It's really completely backwards, and it's exactly why buyers lose leverage early, before they even realize they had it. A year before you buy, you should already be talking to an agent, talking to a mortgage lender, watching the market, because when the right opportunity does show up, you don't want to be reactive. You don't want to be figuring it out and meeting with those people and then picking the wrong partner. You want to be ready. And you need to know what matters. So buyers come in with a list, and that's good, but what matters is knowing what can change and what can't. For instance, paint can change, flooring can change, kitchens can be remodeled, location cannot be changed. And I've seen buyers ignore that. They fall in love with the perfect house, and they end up somewhere that doesn't actually work for how they live, or they decide the commute is too long, or they just don't like the area. So make sure you really dial the location in. This one kind of surprises people. You can buy the first house you see. I know buyers think I need to see 10, 15, or 20 homes. No, you really don't. If the first home you walk into checks all of your boxes, fits your strategy, and makes sense financially, you absolutely can buy it. Because if you walk away to think about it, it usually isn't there when you come back. The homes that check every box don't sit. They get taken by the buyers who were ready before you were. If you fall in love with that first house, I had buyers that looked at it and they said, we can't buy the first house. And I said, yes, you can. They lived there happily for years before they moved up to their next house. So just know, if you've done your homework, you can if it checks all your boxes. Okay, another mistake that buyers make is they fall in love with the house, but they ignore everything around it. You want to drive the area during the day. You want to go back at night, look at traffic, look at noise, look at activity. Because once you own it, that's your daily dose of reality. So do your homework. And finally, understand this. The inspection is not a laundry list of things for the seller to fix. It's a negotiation. There's money available in this market. Credits, repairs, adjustments, buy downs. There's money on the table in almost every deal right now. But if it's not structured right, you're not going to get it. So what that means is you want to have an agent who understands where the flex is in your terms, your negotiation, your particular deal, so that they can save you the most amount of money. All right, so here's what we covered. Smart buyers don't just shop, they prepare, they have a strategy. They understand their timeline, they understand the numbers. They don't wander, they don't guess, they move differently, and they don't react to the market. They walk into it already positioned and ready to go. And when the right home shows up, they're ready to take advantage of the opportunity immediately. That's how you win in this market. So question of the day, if you're thinking about buying, where are you in the process right now? Are you just starting? Are you already out looking at homes? Have you met with an agent? Let me know in the comments below, I'd love to hear. And if you're even thinking about buying in San Diego, relocating, don't set foot in another home until you've had this conversation. Seriously. Most of the mistakes I see happen before an offer is ever written, and this 10-minute phone call can save you tens of thousands of dollars or stop you from buying the wrong property altogether. Call me, let's map your strategy out before you make a move that you can't unwind. Because this is the part I can spot immediately when someone skipped it, and by then it's already cost them. All right, that's enough strategy for one day. Stay sunny, San Diego. I hope you enjoyed my first outdoor video for you guys on location at Moonlight Beach in Encinitas. Thanks for staying till the end.